All right, this is Richie coming at you from the historic Blick Plantation. Again, I'm going to piggyback on the prior video. This is the carriage barn. It's a pole barn. And by pole barn, you can see how it's built. It literally is built with tree trunks and boards and nails. And they are round nails, so that tells us it's early 20th century. But you can see, I'm not going to go in there because I've got some personal property in there that I don't want to show. But it's all secure, but I just don't want to show it. But if you look here on the side, this is where doors used to be, and you can see the hinges. And I think I've done a video on this pole barn before because somebody commented that these hinges are very similar to the ones that are on one of the interior doors that was repaired. And I believe you're correct. They are very similar. I think these are a little bit bigger, but it's the same style. But there is a center support. It's hard to see it right there, but there is a center support for the center of the pole barn. And it is leaning a little bit, and there's a tree on the back of it. So we got to get that tree leaning off the back of it, and there's one growing up into the side of it here. So eventually we need to get that one out of here. But there's a lot of birch trees on this property, and what Tim told me last time when he was here, he thinks these are called rough bark birches because they have this really rough bark on them. But then you get up a little taller and you see it clears off to that nice birch tree look. But this plantation or this property has a lot of them on it, including what's in front of the house. Now on the back of the house here, these are black walnut trees. So they're way too close to the house. They're going to have to come down. So I told Tim, you know, he could have some. I think there are several more on the property. So I'm willing to barter with anything like that. If somebody can come and help, I'm happy to try and help you back. But anyway, I wanted to give the view from this carriage barn straight out. There's a cedar tree right out here in front of it too. That's a small cedar tree, but that's very straight. I would love to be able to cut that down and use it for something. But what I'd like to do is clear. And if you see, you can see my orange tape here. Now, since we have leaves coming on the trees, you can see how dense it gets real fast. But I'm looking right there is that barn across the road that used to be on the property, but they put the road in the 80s, and that separated that barn from the original property. But that was not built by my ancestors. That's a 20th century barn, it appears. But anyway, I have this big tree that's got to be cut up and removed, and a bunch of smaller ones. And once that big tree is removed and a few, maybe 10 or so of these small ones, there's a medium-sized one right here. I can't tell what kind of tree it is because of the ivy on it. And there's just too many leaves to really tell up there. But that tree needs to come down, and there's one over here, good size, decent size one that's got to come down. But just a few of these a little bit larger trees, and get these smaller ones out of the way. There's another cedar right here. This will give us a clear path right out, and it'll give us a nice parking area for when volunteers come, or the fire department or EMS needs to get in here, or if we have events, parking is important. And so I'd like to clear this little island of trees per se, and this will be a nice parking area and turnaround spot as well. But anyway, so if I'm still trying to find gravel donations, I was able to get a little bit of a discount from a local quarry, but there's no money in the bank for it right now from the nonprofit standpoint. So we might end up doing a separate fundraiser just for the driveway. Once we get these trees cut, then we have to have it leveled, graded, something, and then have gravel put down. So that's all hoping to occur this calendar year. All right, I'm going to hop off of here. Thanks for tagging along, everybody. Y'all have a great day, and happy Mother's Day this weekend, ladies.